Well, a little bit ago, we read the first chapter of Samantha the Swimming Fairy. We're doing the second part now. Chapter 2, Goblins Galore. Kirsty nudged Rachel. "Look," she cried, pointing. As the girls watched, the goblin popped up again, and Rachel's eyes sparkled with excitement. "I can't believe you spotted him," she exclaimed. "How lucky is that? If he's in there, I bet Samantha's magic goggles are too. But why does he keep popping up and down and then disappearing?" Kirsty wondered as the goblin bounced above the tinted glass once more. "He must be jumping on the diving board," Rachel giggled. She stood up and pressed the button to tell the driver that they wanted to get off. "Come on," she said. "Let's investigate. We can go to Aqua World later." Kirsty jumped up eagerly. Another fairy adventure was beginning. At the bus stop, the girls got off and hurried back towards the pool. "I didn't notice the goblin wearing any goggles," Kirsty said. "I didn't either," Rachel agreed, "but maybe there are two of them in there." Kirsty and Rachel went around to the side of the building and pressed their faces up against the glass so that they could see in more clearly. They both gasped in amazement. "There are goblins everywhere!" Rachel cried. The whole pool was full of green goblins of all sizes. They were diving, some were diving, others were swimming laps, and some were just playing in the shower. And "We'd better get in there and start looking for the magic goggles," Kirsty said. "It might take us a while." The girls snuck around the building, looking for a way inside. Unfortunately, the whole place seemed locked. Then Rachel heard footsteps. The girls hid behind a bush. They peeked through the leaves and saw someone coming toward them. It was a goblin wrapped in a big striped beach towel. He was wearing a white swim cap and red goggles on his head. "Are those Samantha's magic goggles?" Rachel asked Kirsty in a whisper. "No, because they're pink. The magic goggles are pink." Kirsty shook her head. "I think those are just ordinary ones," she whispered back. "They don't look magical. The other magic objects all sparkle with fairy magic." The girls watched as the goblin walked to a nearby tree and climbed up into its branches. He started crawling along a thick branch that led to an open window. You see all of the goblins. And there's a water slide. And there's the diving board. Here's the shallow end. And here's the goblin who pushed by. The goblin reached the window and pulled himself through it. Then he disappeared from view. "So that's how they've been getting in," Kirsty said. "Let's try it." Kirsty and Rachel climbed up the tree along the branch and in through the window, just like the goblin had done. The girls found themselves in a hallway with tiles on the floor and walls. "I know where we are," Rachel said. "The pools are this way." She led Kirsty down the hallway. Faint shouts and squeals of excitement echoed up from the pools. The girls tiptoed along, not wanting to be seen. At the end of the hallway, they peeked around the corner. Kirsty saw two pools, a large one with a water slide at the far end, and a smaller, more shallow pool in front. In the small pool, 7 goblins, all wearing nose plugs, floated on the surface. They were on their backs with their heads together in the middle of the pool. Their legs were pointing out to the sides. It reminded Kirsty of a wheel, with the goblins as the spokes. "What are they doing?" she murmured. Rachel tried not to laugh out loud. "They're practicing something swimming." "I'm still learning to read, so I do not know what SYNCHRONIZED spells." "I don't see any sparkles around their goggles, though, do you?" The girls stared carefully at the goggles on the goblins' heads, but they all looked pretty ordinary. Then the goblins flipped over into handstands with their bodies underwater and their legs sticking out, toes pointed. They all lowered their left legs and turned in the water at the same time. "Come on, let's sneak by while they're underwater," Kirsty said. "Then we can search the main pool." The girls raced past the small pool and hid behind a pile of floats. Then Rachel noticed something interesting. She nudged Kirsty. "Do you see those floats over there?" she asked, pointing to a stack at the water's edge. "They're shimmering with pink sparkles. Maybe the magic goggles are over there," Kirsty whispered. "Let's go and check." The two friends ran over for a closer look. There's no sign of the magic goggles. But what do you think is in there? I heard someone say a fairy. This girl right here is the next fairy up, the tennis fairy. Somebody said Samantha. Let's see. But both girls smiled when they saw what was making the sparkles. Perched on top of a pile of floats, with her hair, with her tiny legs dangling over the edge, was, I think somebody said Samantha the swimming fairy. I remember that. Samantha the swimming fairy. Okay, that's all for today. The next chapter, the third chapter, is Goggle Guard. I'll see you later. Bye.